The heartland of America, also known as America's breadbasket. It is here where the vast majority of the food that finds its way to our dinner table comes from. These farmers work hard to efficiently grow the food we all rely on, but one of the country's staple agricultural products could be extremely harmful to them and consumers. McDivitt Law Firm spent a week traveling the heartland conducting town hall meetings to discuss the dangers associated with the herbicide RoundUp, and in particular, the chemical glyphosate found in RoundUp.
The specific purpose of the trip that we're on is to allow people to understand what the issues are involving RoundUp. In March of this year, the International Agency for Research in Cancer, a subdivision of the World Health Organization, concluded that it was probably carcinogenic. And so we want the public to understand the dangers of it and the potential that they have to work with us in filing the claim with a number of other clients against Monsanto for the injuries they've received.
Our first stop took us to Salina, Kansas, followed by a stop in Columbia, Missouri. Next, we headed up into Iowa for stops in Keokuk and Dubuque before heading to Ames, our final stop in Iowa. Along the way, we met with a lot of people who had questions and concerns about RoundUp and how it could affect their health and livelihood.
To me, there's something wrong with our health that's happening to people over the last 10, 15 years. I noticed that it just seems like we have diseases that we just didn't have.
You see all the little kids. There's something terribly wrong with the numbers that you see in Iowa City and the problems that these kids have. Their immune systems should be 101% functional, and yet there's untold problems.
I wasn't aware of the 4 diseases that it seems to primarily be addressing, and maybe because those diseases are more easily affected by the glyphosate. Right now, obviously, from Monsanto, those facts are not being released. And in fact, we're being told that there's nothing wrong with it, it's not a problem.
I just think that they should know about it and what it does to your body, how it affects you. And I think everybody should be aware of it so they can make a choice of whether to use it or not.
After some very productive meetings in Iowa, it was off to our final 2 stops, first in Kearney, Nebraska, and finally back to our home state of Colorado for a stop in Fort Morgan.
RoundUp has been part of the lives of all of these farm communities for all these many years, and here we have come in and have informed them that, you know what, there may be some problems, or actually there are some problems. It does cause cancer. So we've had some mixed reactions there. However, I've also been impressed with the number of people who've shown up who do have problems from this, and they are convinced that there's nothing else to explain why they have the cancers they do.
Our goal of the trip was to get the word out about the dangers associated with the glyphosate found in RoundUp, but we only reached a fraction of the people potentially affected by the chemical. Help us spread the word and share this video to anyone who you think has suffered as a result of exposure to RoundUp.